This show is made possible by support from landsharks.ca. Visit them for all your coin and swag needs at www.landsharks.ca. And by viewers like you. Thank you for your donations.
Catching up after a great vacation, good times, gorgeous scenery, and a bit of caching. It's October 21st, 2011. This is Trackfiles. Hi there and welcome to Trackfiles. I'm your host, Icenrye. Trackfiles is a video podcast featuring caching news, upcoming events, major milestones, YouTube videos, and podcast rewind. My website is trackfiles.tv. You can email me at goicenrye@icenrye.com. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Trackfiles. And if you're a fan of the show, make sure you sign up for the Trackfiles Facebook fan page. So, what's new? Well, here I am back in Prince George after an absolutely wonderful 2-week vacation in the Southwest US area. Folks, it was enjoyable. And if you're following along on the IcenryeBlog.com website, well, you know most of what happened. If you didn't, well, I'm going to give you a brief rundown. But oh man, it was great. It started off in Vegas with some really hot weather and a great event on the Saturday night. Got to meet some of the local Vegas cachers and hear some great stories about caching out in the desert, and had a pretty darn good burger while I was at it. If you're anywhere near an In-N-Out Burger, check it out, they're not too bad. And there I got a chance to actually go out, do some caching in the desert. I took in a couple caches along the ET Highway Power Trail, but my main focus for the trip was the Alien Head series, and that was an absolute hoot. I got the whole head and the mouth done. I didn't get a chance to do the eyes, but the whole process took about 2.5 hours and made for an absolutely wonderful walk. And later in this episode, I got a short little video I shot while I was doing the Alien Head cache series. From there, I was off to the Grand Canyon. Oh my goodness gracious, some incredible scenery, tons of pictures. And if you've been following me on my SmugMug site, you've seen these pictures. If not, visit my website, trackfiles.tv, where I'll have a link to all these great pictures. It was amazing. You have to visit the Grand Canyon someday and bring a camera. From there, I was off to Petaluma, California, where I got to go visit Leo Laporte and the whole TWiT crew and got a great tour of the TWiT brick house. I actually spent 2 days there. I got there on the Saturday, met up with Leo just as he finished his Tech Guy radio show, and got the obligatory picture in the office sitting on the ball wearing the TWiT fez. And then the next day, I actually got to watch the recording of TWiT. And boy, did I luck out where he had the grumpy old man himself, John Dvorak, and Patrick Norton. It was just like an old Screensavers reunion. After the show, I got to hang out for a while, chat with the guests and all the stars, and oh my goodness, that is an amazing facility they have there. If you ever get into the Petaluma area, you have to check out the TWiT brick house, and they're really cool, just allowing people in and look around and having a look. As a matter of fact, he actually had a rare crowd shot on his episode of TWiT, and we're just going to roll it here. And myself, I was sitting in the right in the front row in the middle. You can't miss me. I'm sort of wearing a rather bright looking teal colored golf shirt.
Petaluma is, if anyone wants to travel around, I would recommend a quick trip to Petaluma.
What do you say, live studio audience? There's a bunch of people here.
Gorgeous little place.
It's really nice. This is a great group of people here. From App Advice, we've got somebody visiting. We got Mike Chandler, my old webmaster, is here. That's really that goes back a ways. Steve Buchan is visiting from Oracle. You know what it is? It's Java One's in town. So there's people
in Petaluma.
It's in Petaluma.
I would have figured the Butter and Egg Festival.
So after Petaluma was a trip back to Vegas, where I spent a few days hanging around Fremont Street. And folks, if you ever get a chance to go to Vegas, everybody knows the Strip. But my goodness, you have to go downtown to Fremont. I was lucky enough, I stayed at the Fitzgerald Hotel, which is right in downtown Vegas and right in the middle of everything. And oh, it was just one giant party scene. The Fremont Street experience is absolutely amazing. I took, again, a ton of pictures, even shot a little video. And as usual, visit my website, trackfiles.tv, for a link to my SmugMug site where you can see all the pictures and some of the videos I shot while on vacation. Well, that's enough small talk for now. Let's get into the meat of the show. Let's get into some caching news. So for our first news article, we have a couple of caching milestones. First, we have Captain Jack Sparrow, who had his 200 find. Congratulations on 200. Here's the many, many more. Also, from my Oregon crew, we have Pablo Mac, who hit number 2400, and his caching friend, Groovy Caching Dude, who hit his 1000th find. Both of which on the same cache in Washington State. Guys, congratulations. All three of you, way to go. And if you have a major milestone you'd like me to talk about, email me, geoicenrye@icenrye.com, and I'll bring it up on a future episode of Trackfiles. For our next news article, we head right back up to Prince George, where while I was gone, one of our local area cachers, Plumbrook Acres, had a geocaching 1-on-1 event at our local railroad museum. And while I was there, he got together with a cameraman from our local cable TV station, and he threw together a little episode on geocaching. I'm going to roll a bit of it now, and as usual, visit my website, trackfiles.tv, for a link to the full-length video. Geocaching 101 in Prince George.
Kids love it. Big kids love it. Geocaching is attracting people of all ages who want to get out and explore their own backyard and the world.
Essentially a high-tech treasure hunt. People go out with GPS units and find caches that are hidden worldwide. Over 220 countries are involved, and 1.5 million caches are hidden worldwide.
Throughout the year, the local Pgcacher group hosts workshops to help new cachers get started.
Here I'm doing a geocaching 101 with people, giving them a rundown as to what geocaching is all about, and taking them out to find a couple of geocaches that are located on the property here. The majority of caches are what they call regulars, which are usually lock-and-lock containers or ammo boxes. Inside the boxes will be a logbook for people to sign, and usually some little trinkets for trading.
Next in news, we travel just a little south of here to Kamloops, British Columbia, where we read about the MacArthur Island Treasure Hunt. The MacArthur Island Treasure Hunt is a new series of 15 geocaches that create a geocaching training playground for new geocaches located on MacArthur Island in Kamloops. The MacArthur Island Treasure Hunt officially launches on October 29th at 10 a.m. at NorBrock Stadium. Access to GPS units and registration begins at 9 a.m. at NorBrock. Residents are invited to come try geocaching at this family-friendly event. GPS units will be supplied, and a volunteer will help you learn how to use them. Bring your curiosity, bring your family, and bring your sense of adventure. So there you go, folks, a great way to introduce the sport of geocaching. Show up and we'll supply the GPS units. As usual, if you want information on this event, visit my website, trackfiles.tv. So for our final news article, we head down to the lily pad in Seattle, where we have another photo caption contest from the folks at Groundspeek. Share your genius for witty captions on the 28th installment of our geocaching.com caption contest. You could earn a barely coveted prize. What caption would you write for this picture posted on geocaching.com? So there you go, folks. How witty, how funny can you be? Enter the contest, you could win a barely coveted prize. Well, that about wraps it up for the news. Let's get into this episode's caching video. Alright, time for this episode's caching video. And for this episode, we're going back down to the Alien series, where I did a little bit of filming. The great thing about this vacation is that I was so busy all the time, I didn't do much actual videotaping of caching. So this is it, but this is the reason why I want to get out into the desert. I had my eye on this series for a long time, and it was worth it. And the caches I did along the ET highway, they were just the cherry on top. So folks, sit back, relax, and enjoy a little bit of alien head caching from the Las Vegas, Nevada area.
Hello world, Icenrye here. Well, I could say I'm in the middle of nowheres actually, but I'm actually just a little north of Rachel, Nevada. Actually, Area 51 is that way, over there. So here I am in this large field. Let's turn around and show you the field. There's a large field. So what's so spectacular about this field? Well, it's the Alien Head series. I finally made it out. This is sort of the main purpose why I wanted to come down to this area. I mean, oh, I'm into UFOs and Area 51 conspiracy theories and all that, but let's face it, I'm down here to do some serious caching. Now, all along the way is, of course, the ET Highway series, and I've done a couple of those, and I'll probably do a few more after that, but I really wanted to get to this Alien Head series. Chances are I'm not going to do the entire series. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's already pushing about 34, 35 degrees Celsius. That's like really bloody hot. But I have some water with me. I got the flip here, got my GPS, so I'm going to go off doing some caching, and we'll keep checking in with you and show you how the day goes on. Now off into the desert. There's the first one. Probably here in the background, it's a little bit breezy out here in the desert today, which is kind of nice because it's keeping it nice and cool. It's actually not bad. It's definitely warm. I mean, when I left Prince George yesterday, it was 7 degrees and raining. It was cold. When I arrived in Las Vegas yesterday, it was 34 degrees and raining. So, sorry, I did not bring the rain with me. Really, I didn't. Anyway, so that's one down, and I don't know how many more to go. I can't remember how many are in this series. I'm going to carry on. See ya. Well, so far I've found about, I don't know, 10 or 12 of these things. Actually, if I were looking on the map, I think I'm pretty much right at the top of the alien's head right now. So I'm sort of starting the downward slide coming around the other side. Definitely different scenery out here than what I'm used to. Being from Prince George, I'm used to trees, grass, and mountains. And out here, well, you have grass, mountains, not a whole lot for trees, and man, sure is a lot of dirt. And again, I guess that's why they call this place the desert. I suppose if someone from here came out to Prince George, they'd be totally blown away with all the stuff that we have. It's amazing, all the different places you get to see when you go out caching. Anyway, I have about 100 meters to go to the next one. Up ahead up here somewhere. Cache on. Well, 2.5 hours later, and a bottle of Gatorade. I've done the outer perimeter, I've done the head, and I did the mouth, but I still have to do the eyes. That's 14 caches there. But it's getting late in the afternoon, and I'm thinking alien burger myself, so maybe someday in the future I'll come back and finish off the eyes. But what a great series. This alien head was just a hoot. It's not too bad. There's actually a nice trail that actually goes around the outer perimeter, so it's not too difficult walking. And as for the heat and the temperature, the wind blew all day. I'm guaranteed you're hearing it across the microphone, and kept things fairly cool. And just remember to drink lots of Gatorade and enjoy yourself. But anyway, I'm done. I'm going for dinner. I'll catch you guys later.
So there you go, just a little bit of video of some of the caching I did while on vacation in the Las Vegas, actually Rachel, Nevada area. And again, I cannot explain how much fun that was. And if you ever get down in the area, check it out. ET Power Trail, 1,500 brand new caches, the Spaceship series, the Alien Head series, and the little village of Rachel itself. And make sure you check out the Alien Inn. Great little restaurant, and I did like the flying saucer that they had out in front. So now that video got you in a caching mood, let's find some events to go to. Time for this episode's Caching Event Planner. Caching Event Planner. All these events are scheduled for Saturday, November 5th, 2011. First we go to Australia, where we have Fluffyfish's Farewell Flash. From there we go to Germany, where we have Let's Play Bingo. From there, it's just a short hop over to Sweden for our Swedish mega event, Fumble After Dark 2011. From there, we hop over to Nevada for Nevada Cache Luck 2011. And from there, we go to Waz Up and Ontario. So there you go, folks, just some of the upcoming events scheduled for Saturday, November 5th, 2011. And if you have an upcoming event you'd like featured on Trackfiles, email me, icenrye@com. So, now that you have places to go, let's find some material to listen to on those long flights to the events. Time for this episode's Podcast Rewind. Podcast Rewind, looking back at this past week in Caching Podcast. First, we start with the Geocaching Podcast, where they have GPS recommendations for different kinds of geocachers. Also, Bad Cop asks, do you prefer coins or tags? From there, we go down to Colorado for the Centennial State Geocaching Podcast, GeoCoin Fest 2012. Art and Karen return after a brief hiatus and celebrate Colorado's first mega event in 2012. And finally, we head over to New Brunswick for Cacher's Corner, where they've hit episode number 10 of their podcast. This month, their special guest was Fredericton Cacher Co-op Squared. So there you go. If you'd like links to these podcasts and many more, make sure you visit my website at trackfiles.tv. Well, that about wraps up for this episode of Trackfiles, but before I go, just a couple quick notes. First off, shout outs to Landshark for the continuing support of the Trackfiles podcast. Make sure you visit them at landsharks.ca for all your coin and swag needs. Also, I have to thank all the financial contributors to the Trackfiles podcast. Folks, without your contributions, this podcast would not be possible. And if you'd like to contribute to the podcast, it's very easy. Just visit my website, trackfiles.tv, and look for the PayPal donation buttons on the right side menu. So, in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another episode of the Trackfiles podcast. It's good to be back in the studio again. So, until the next episode, cache on.